Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Love you guys. Thanks for coming over today and seeing what is intrinsically valuable to me today in my creative space. I am going to do some painting, a little bit of painting, just for variety. I've seen Helen H do some fun stuff with colored swatch pieces, and then you cut them out and you use them for journaling spots or another place to do a stamp or a focal point you can put it on top of, or it can be a background. So I want to do a little bit of that. And also, well, before I also, let me just get into what that is first. I just don't know how far I'm going to get with that part. So I'm using this acid-free sketch. It's only 60 pound paper. So it's a little, it's kind of mixed media. I mean, the way they have the picture on the front, it's kind of mixed media. And my daughter got this for me. So thank you, Dana. But yeah, I'm going to pull it open and go this way. And I've got my water, I've got paint brushes, and I've got a little palette. Don't know if I'll use it, but you know, you bring out everything you need and then you see if you're going to use it or not. I have a plastic cutting board type of mat to use for blending or something, and a wipe because, you know, brushes, wiping. And then I have this collection of Reeves watercolors that I haven't used very often, and I've got some nice watercolors. Some white, you know, white. What do you use? How do you do white with watercolor? I haven't mastered that. Black, but yeah, I got these at a Goodwill ages ago, so I'm just gonna play with them a little bit. This is a Windsor's Newton black. But yeah, it was one of those bags that they sometimes have. So we'll see if these even work. Yellow ochre is one of my favorites. But yeah, they look like this, and they're not fancy by any means, but they're watercolors in a tube. I have the Kiritaki big 30-something count pans, but yeah, I just want to use these. Just see what they do. So let's see what brush I want to use. I've got my little thing of brushes here. This one maybe. Where are here's my good watercolor brushes. These are my 3 favorites right here. Let's put that one away. These blend the most. And I don't know how this paper is going to work with watercolor. I've done a few things with watercolor on this before, but it's not the best paper. I have watercolor paper, but if I'm going to use these in junk journals or something, I don't want it to be too heavy. So there's that. So yeah, I'll probably just use these 3. I do have this square one too. That might be a nice one to have to do swatches. So okay, we'll see what happens. I'm right-handed, so let's put things up there. Some things over here. Let's scooch a little bit there, that, this. Okay, put my paints up high. I like this yellow ochre. So what the prompt is for that one is about these 3 colors. You just make these pretty little swatches, and I don't have an example yet because I haven't made any. So this is me just starting something and hoping it turns out okay. So I'm going to maybe open these. Oh, come on. Again, haven't used these in a really long time. So there's a little bit of yellow on that, and we'll start there. We will start there. Get a little yellow ochre, and this isn't going to last. Look at the oily. I haven't used these so you can see the oily. Ugh. Okay, that's okay. Not worried about it. It shouldn't be oily. It should be just water, right? Right. Okay, and then a brown. Not the greatest of colors, but color combinations. But we'll water them down with this, plus what's on the brush. So I'm going to start with this one and see how it goes. get this ready. Okay, let's go light. Okay, let's move. I haven't painted with these in a while, so their performance might be a little sketchy. Oh, nice. Oh, isn't that pretty? And then you kind of blend them as it goes lower or higher, however you want to do it. And this is also a really good practice in just color theory, you know, combining and watching them blend, if they blend. Add some marks there to lighten up that line so it's not so prominent. Let's see if I can get this brown to not be too harsh. A little more water. And won't that be pretty with sunflowery type of look? Okay, so now I've got those three colors in that space. That's going to be just there. Let's go, that doesn't work then. Let's move this over and use this as a palette. But I'll keep that handy in case I want to use those colors for something else. I better put these lids on tight because I just don't know when I'm, you know, if I'm going to open them again. Well, maybe I can't. What's the deal here? Okay. Yeah, I really like that yellow ochre. So that's kind of, it's pooling the paper a little. Pooling on the paper because again, this is not watercolor paper, sort of a mixed media paper, but not totally. So I like that brush. I want to go with some blues. Let's see, these three, let's do. And ultramarine. And we've got phthalo blue, PHTHLAO, sorry. Ooh, that's going to be deep and dark. I don't know if I'm going to want that dark, but we'll see how it turns out. This is how we roll. Should I put this one in the middle? Look at all these crumbs. And this is Viridian Hue. So interesting names, yes. Oh, fiddle. Okay. Let's see how it goes. I've got a spot on there. Might be all right. Yeah, and then you go and use them as some other kind of, almost like an ephemera type of thing. Oh, those pretty colors. Oh, wow. That is gorgeous. Let's blend those colors just a little more. I like that. And then something that they did, she also did was, let me get my fan brush, do a little bit of splatter, just a little, because I end up going all over the place. Oop, got it up here. Why not? Since we're just experimenting. Okay, fan brush, good. Okay, let's zoom and unzoom you, pull you back a little. And then another thing that she did was swatches. So while I've got these pieces out, I may as well swatch. Go swatch, rinse, swatch, rinse, swatch, rinse. Got a little bit of green or blue in that one. Maybe I'll just do another line of that. And then go opposite up here. And this is very relaxing, I have to say. I am enjoying it. I'm also listening to some very mellow piano music. William Augusto, Piano and Hope, Volume 7. Enjoy it very much. So that's pretty. Maybe let me do another line here, but my ultramarine, is that the one that? Yes. Do another line here. Go different order. Aren't those colors just gorgeous? I just did that. And this one, I forgot which one I was doing. Ooh, maybe you can come through and do some extras after the paint has dried a little bit. Just to give some more depth. That's a painty word, isn't it? Depth. Nice. Okay, that's nice. That's fun. Okay, then what else did she do? She had some oranges and reds. Okay, let's turn this. Okay, I don't want to waste these other paints though, so I'm going to keep those aside. Let's do some oranges and reds, but I don't have any red. So I've got brilliant red, crimson, and lemon yellow. I guess I could use this again. This, maybe I can pop this over here. Let's do this. Can use the yellow ochre. And lemon yellow's a little bright. Let's do medium yellow again. Just a little bit again. I want to make some orange, so I'm going to add a yellow and then crimson or brilliant? Crimson. If I can get this open. Wow. And then add those together and then have a little red on that side. And then hopefully they won't mix too much. Let's use my medium silver black velvet round 8. Let's move this closer and let's pull you to zoom down a little. Okay. Scooch. Let's go lighter. That's pretty bright, but we kind of knew that already. A little more red. Okay, I've got some ochre on the side here. I want to use that before it totally drips into my water jug. Okay, I wonder what this color was. I don't remember. Get some more. Let's just redden this up. Make it nice and... Ooh, isn't that pretty? Wow, it looks like port wine cheese. Ooh, and the maroon with the brown and the red. Wow, these paints are mixing really well still for as old as they are, because I have no idea. Really don't. Isn't that fun color? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm off screen. I'm so sorry. There we go. So sorry. I kind of switched gears on myself too all of a sudden, didn't I? Just kind of winging it, you know? Let's see what that happens. Let's get a little bit of red in one of these other ones. So my paper is pooling. You can see that. And evidently I wonder if I gessoed it, if it would be any better. It might. Okay, so then I've got greens. We can go greens and blues. So I can go green and a teal and mix the two. Let's do that. Let's have a value of that. This is Viridian Hue, H-U-E. Really rich color. Sap green. And then that is gooey. And then I'll do a little mix over here with the two of these colors to come up with something. Let's use a different brush. Let's use my big, this is a 12. It's 12 silver black velvet. Let's go this on the bottom. Oh, what a gorgeous hue. Oh, that's beautiful. And this on the top. Okay, and then let's get a mix of those two for the middle. Isn't that lovely? Ooh, I do like these colors. A little too much water. These brushes are great for leaf making because they have such a nice round to point brush load. Let's just mush those together, see what we get. And splatters. Got some of this, a little bit of this blue left hanging around. That almost looks like the same color there though. Pulling from that blue pile again. And let's just go down from there. I'm sorry you can't see the blue, but if I move everything, I'm going to have glare. And mix the two. And look at this gorgeous piece of paper I have, ready to be used for different things. I think I'm going to splatter here. Have to be careful with the splattering. Gotten myself in trouble with that. Oh, and the pooling. Pooling's fun. Yeah, I have a TV for a monitor and I've gotten paint on it from splattering. So, yeah, not too happy about that. Some yellow ochre splatter. Okay, I'm going to help this dry with the use of my heat gun. Okay, that's mostly dry. Let's wipe off my brushes a little better. Okay, put those over there. Okay, the next step is to cut them out. Let's remove this piece of paper from my stack. You can see it kind of wrinkles. I mean, again, this is 60-pound sketch paper in theory, but I've done colors on it before, and it turns out okay. So as you can see, it's not a bad finish. And then you just cut around all of your little paint swatches, your paint experiments. And you have these wonderful things that you can use as accent pieces in your collage, your mixed media, your glue books, your art journaling, even your, whoops, isn't that pretty? Oh, I'm trying to think of a word. Give me a second. Planners. You can use them in your planners too. Your personal calendars. You could use them in as a photo background, a journaling background. This one's still a little bit wet. And I think I might use them to stamp on. It's another idea to use these for. I think Helen did that as well. Isn't that a pretty, wouldn't that be beautiful in a fall book? Yeah. It's just a small thing you can do to add some color. Oh, I didn't have any purple. I didn't make anything purple. That would be a fun thing to also have a color swatch of. And I'm not being precious about the cut of these. It's nice if they have a little bit of a border. And then if they're up in an odd shape, even better, because that's just fun. Perfectly imperfect, if you will. And if you just need a quiet session, a cut of painting, this is such an easy way to go. And your paints don't matter. It doesn't matter if your paints are Crayolas or top of the line. It does not matter. As you can see, these things, the Reeves paints that I have are so old. I bought them before I moved out to Wyoming, and that was over 4 years ago. From Goodwill. How long had they sat in Goodwill or in somebody's stash until they were being able to be used? So I like these. What do you think? Isn't it just a fun way to use? And any paper will do as well. You could use just plain old copy paper. If you have some specialty papers, I got some red on there. If you have some specialty papers, maybe that would work better. Something a little more volume, thicker, more dense. Watercolor paper, again, is possibility, but it is thick. So depending on what you're going to use it for. All right, you guys, that's all I'm going to do for this video. I think black mark making on these, a fun word. So many possibilities, so many possibilities. Okay, friends, just a little paint session with you. Hope you enjoyed that. Maybe got your own paints out, and you'll do some experimenting yourself. It's just kind of fun. So thanks for the idea, Helen, and blessings to all of you. Love you. Take care, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.